So I've decided to be selfish and give myself the little gift of playing the Gauntlet trial in Force Unleashed 2's challenge mode and giving myself until the end of the Gauntlet trial to talk about Force Unleashed 2's story. So let's go. Force Unleashed 2's story is a real mess. Plot holes everywhere. Complete train wreck. But I think the character writing in Force Unleashed 2 is pretty good. I know that's a little odd to hear, but honestly, I think it's fine. It's a lot more personal than the first game. I feel like in the first game, everybody had one or two character traits, with the exception of Juno, who had zero character traits. And they exhibited them when they were supposed to, and it was very boring. I feel like in most Star Wars fiction, the characterizations are very boring. But Force Unleashed 2 is about rage, it's about identity, and everybody's trying to manipulate Starkiller so that way they can get what they want. And I feel like it's just a lot more emotional. And it helps that Sam Witwer was given such a more personal script to work with. Sam Witwer's rage is phenomenal in this game. He does such an amazing job, and he gets so many more emotions out of Starkiller that aren't present in the original game. In the original game, his talent kind of went to waste. There were a couple of scenes where he got to scream a little bit, or sound sad a little bit, but this whole game is about him feeling miserable and screaming, and he's absolutely up to the challenge. It shows that he takes his acting so fucking seriously. And it's not just him, everybody gives a better performance in this game, and I think a lot of that is due to the script giving them more room to actually sound fucking angry or distressed. Like, Rom Koda's voice actor, noticeably way more into it in this game. And I won't lie, it is the case that having Starkiller's identity crisis happen in such a fantastical way may make him harder to relate to. Toward the end of my LP, I did my best to bridge the gap between real people and what Starkiller was going through, and it's kind of hard. Most people don't have this sort of fear that they were grown in a tank as a clone, and they're going to be unloved by the only thing that they remember as a positive influence in their life, and are being pulled at by so many different people with expectations of someone they believe is dead. But if you can relate to Starkiller, I think it's a pretty powerful feeling. And there are some lines about it that are just haunting. Like, when you get into the mindset of this girl that Starkiller is chasing is the only thing that he has any positive feelings about anymore. He's that single-minded. The sheer rage he feels is so much more understandable. And when Darth Vader says in the good ending, as long as she lives, I will always control you, that's fucking horrifying. That's the worst thing that someone obsessed with someone else could ever hear. And yeah, Juno's still an object in the story, but at least that's kind of the point in this one, is that he's unhealthily attached to her.